Hi, everyone. I am going to just verify, just bear with me for a second. I'm going to just verify that we are indeed broadcasting live because I'm using a new tool. And I am going to be asking you for your input on it after we get through our discussion. But I do want to make sure that we are streaming. And it appears that we are. How cool is that? Okay. So we are talking today. I had mentioned and sent out a message or two that we're going to be having a question and answer session in regards to the Goals to Riches Challenge that starts Monday as a result of some emails and DMs that I've been getting this week. So if you are there, hi Susan, how are you? Nice to see you. So if you have questions in regards to the challenge, if you have questions in regards to exactly what is it, how is it going to happen, what is the schedule, what kind of investment is it, and trust me, it's only your time. There's no cost to it. And what are the prizes? We're going to get into all of the questions that I've been getting, so we can get those answered for you. Doing well, thank you. You are so welcome. I would love your opinion as we go. How do you like this interaction with, materials? We're going to show some materials as we go, and it's a new platform that comes into Facebook Live that we'll be using for the challenge, and I would love everyone's input in it. Oh, good. I think I saw a heart. I did. That's awesome. Okay, so like I said, if you have a question, you have a comment, you're just curious about something when it comes to the Goals to Riches Challenge or anything, you have me. I'm here. Take advantage. Then go ahead and put it into the oh, thank you, Carissa, for verifying. I just wanted to make sure that this was seamlessly working for us. So I do have a number of questions. At the same time, you're certainly welcome throughout to place a comment in there in regards to the challenge or anything else. It's Friday. Let's relax. It's 1 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? So if you have to get a cocktail, go for it. Why not? I have a couple of other radio interviews and things to do before I can get to that point. But, if you have one, cheers. Okay, so the first one is basically, kind of what is it? What is the overall program? Could you give us the logistics around it? So yes, absolutely. So the Goals to Riches Challenge, we've been doing these launches since about February. And the reason is, cheers, yay, cheers. And the reason is because day in and day out, what I do every day with my clients, my friends, my family members, is really work on, forget about working on their goals and their pursuing of the goals and their achieving of the goals. That is the end result. But really what I'm working on is trying to get them out of their head, trying to get them out of the overwhelm, trying to get them unstuck, trying to get them to really kind of get rid of all the distractions, all the squirrels that get in the way of them being productive and them having a very, good, productive, successful week. And so, that's like the main core, because what my goal and objective is for all of you, for all of my clients, for all my friends, for me, is to have goals, passions, dreams that we're going after and that we are achieving them. And if we do get stuck, if we do get apprehensive, if we do start feeling like the imposter syndrome, like I'm not good enough, why am I here? How did I get promoted? How did I get this business? How did I get this kind of, happiness and joy in my life? Well, we all need support in order to get that done, in order to overcome, as well as in order to continue achieving. I've had a coach since 2009. So, I recognize, and I've always had mentors, but this is more so a coach that really keeps me in line, that really keeps me in check, that really keeps me, motivated and going. And I've changed them out over the years. At the same time, I always recognize that, it's easy for me to find the couch. find the couch, get comfortable, and not move. So, but that's not going to help us get where we want to go. That's not going to help us to really have a fulfilling life. So that is the real premise of this Goals to Riches. You know, we're going to talk a lot of statistics next week in just the first session. In regards to just the small percentage of people that not only have goals, but that have the goals written down in such a way that they're taking action on them and they're working toward achieving them, and success and that happiness and that calm and that cool and that breath that they are able to find. So this is something that I am just so passionate about, and therefore the Goals to Riches Challenge is all about that. It's giving you an opportunity to invest in yourself for, you know, not only during this challenge, but at the same time, long term. And I'm going to incent you for it. I'm even going to, you know, give away prizes, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But so the Goals to Riches Challenge is giving you an opportunity to really focus on what is it that I want? What is it that I need? What is it that's getting in my way? What is it that really moves me forward, but what holds me back? So that's what, you know, this whole challenge is going to be about. Okay. Now, logistically, it starts Monday at noon Eastern time. It's going to be right here live. And it's going to be from roughly, I have to go back to work starting next week. Will you have a video for me to watch when I get home? Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked that, Susan. Yes, all the sessions that are going to happen at noon Eastern time, roughly for about 40 minutes to an hour. I try to go shorter, but I love being with you. So sometimes I won't go over the hour. I am determined about that. So that'll be noon to 1 o'clock Eastern time. They all will be recorded. We will have a watch party at 8 p.m. each night of the same session. And it's going to be that replay of the noon, but I'm going to be on there. So you can still be asking me questions. You can still be, you know, kind of as if it's a live session, getting your comments, your answers to your questions, you know, voicing the challenge that you're having at that very moment in time. Because keep in mind this too. I don't want to just be here kind of, you know, giving you all my great insights and tips and strategies. That's my main goal. I also want to be coaching you and helping you along the way. So if you do have a situation, then I'm going to ask you to post it and comment it, send it to me in a DM if you don't want it visible in the comment section, and let me address it even during that time. Now, if it's really not relevant to the challenge, and therefore I say, you know what, I'm going to reach out to you personally and directly, or I'm going to hold it until Saturday. So I'll give you that info in just a second. So noon to 1 p.m. Eastern time every day, beginning Monday through Saturday. And that is also the core of the challenge and of the Goals to Riches content. And I say that because Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of the following week are bonus sessions. And I'll break down what those sessions are all about. Okay, so noon to 1, block it out. If you're not available, like Susan, you might be able to chime in on the watch parties at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And if you can't do that, to answer Susan's questions, all of the sessions are recorded and they're stored. If you look on your Shift to Riches group page, you look up in the upper left-hand corner. I think I'm supposed to go this way. You're going to see a unit section. And that is where you can go in there, and even you can go in there right now. And you'll see that there's a unit, as they call it, for each day. And what's going to happen is all the content that happens during that day, such as any attachments, like the workbook, a template, the video replay, will all be stored there. All right. And you have access to that throughout the 8 days. So you can go and, you know, check in and catch up, or just, you know, one of the sessions all of a sudden resonated with you and you want to check them out. So you have all the replays and resources out there throughout the challenge. Okay. Let's see. Oh, someone asked me, because these aren't in any particular order. And someone asked me, so why should I care? Why should I care about participating in this challenge? And hey, you know what? I was like, you go, you be direct, you put your truth out there. Why should you care? You know what? I would hope you care because you care about you. Now, if that's not kind of sitting with you, then care about yourself. Or I'm sorry, if that's not sitting with you, care about all the people around you. So for instance, right now with COVID, everyone's saying, hey, look, if you're not willing to wear a mask for yourself, wear it for other people. Well, that's what you can think about when it comes to this challenge. If it's not sitting with you right away as to why should I care about, having goals, having accountability, having tips and techniques for overcoming my procrastination, then good answer. Thanks, Susan. So if you don't care about that, I can't control you and I can't change you. And I only learned that like in the last, 8 to 9 years that I have no control over anyone but myself. I would just hope that you do care about you having a happy, fulfilled, meaningful life in all areas of it. Money, work, home, relationships, spirituality, all of it. But I can't control that. So if you aren't thinking about yourself, and that women find themselves in this situation, and I get it all the time from women, is I don't think about myself. I think about everybody else first. You know what? You're right, you do. So why not for 5 days, the core challenge, which I'll break this down in a minute, or 8 days, why not invest in you for 1 hour a day? Yes, there is homework. I forgot about that, but it won't be long. And plus, again, it's work that is going to give you a solid foundation for whatever it is that you want to work on and achieve in this lifetime. And trust me, I was 30 yesterday, thinking I had all the time in the world to do what I wanted to do and pursue what I wanted to pursue. And now I'm 58. Now I still am not, stopping, slowing down. I'm still going. But life goes fast. We only get one of them. So why not make the best of it? Okay. So that's why you may care. Okay. Let's see. Why should I care? Okay. So the workbook, if you need the workbook right now, then you can go to tiny.cc/your riches workbook. Not too difficult, right? tiny.cc/your riches workbook. And I would scribble it in the comment section, but I don't want to be distracted. And plus, you're going to get notices within the Shift to Riches pages over the next several days. You'll see Chris out there, you'll see Deborah out there, and then of course as we go through the week, we'll make sure you get the workbook. And what I would suggest is when you get the workbook, and we're going to look at it in a second, but when you get the workbook, you can even just focus on one day at a time. Don't worry about the 20 some odd pages that it is. Just focus on one session at a time, okay? And we're going to walk through the workbook in just a second. So what are the sessions? What are the topics? All right, so because I'm so passionate about getting people out of their head, out of the overwhelm, out of the stress, getting them really focused and clear, energized and determined to invest in themselves and their goals and then pursue them and achieve them. I've recognized that it's not just about having a set of goals on a piece of paper or an action plan that goes along with it, or even a coach to hold you accountable to it. There has to be a lot of discussion in regards to what goes on in between your two ears. All right. I address this each and every day with people, whether it is formal clients, whether it is family, friends, or whether it is, like, for instance, I'm on a private group. It's all around fitness and nutrition because I finally decided to start focusing on that again, actually just a week ago. And this group, they talk about how they're just feeling stuck and how they keep trying to start, but then they stop. I mean, it's something that I deal with every day. And so I know the power of the fact that you need to have a strong, bold, empowered mindset before you can leverage all the skills, talents, and experiences that you have. So we're going to spend time working on that, and then we're going to get busy on creating some very specific tools that you're going to then be able to take into your work or your life and start using them in order to act and achieve what it is that you want. Okay, so our sessions are going to talk about Monday will be all around the challenge, which we're going to talk about briefly right now, but all about the specific challenge. Because you have something that you're going to do each and every day, all next week, to embed the discipline that we're talking about all week into your day in, day out daily routine. Because it's the number one thing that you need to be able to do if you do want to achieve your goals. So we'll talk about the challenge, and then we're going to go into the 12 traits of successful people, highly successful people, and those that really, kind of are those that other people model themselves or they look toward in order to be able to emulate what it is that they're doing. So we're going to talk and break down those 12 traits so you can kind of say to yourself, oh, you know what? I really need to work on this, or I need to work on that, or I got this down solid, but not necessarily this down. So that'll be Monday's session. Okay. Tuesday, we're going to get into your vision to victorious achievement. And basically that is defining your victory plan. And victory is an acronym, which we'll talk about next week, but victory is an acronym. And it's really to take your vision, your daydreams, your creativity, and really get it into a solid plan. Not your goals just yet, but into a solid plan of what it is that you're wanting to then kind of define and mold into specific goals and action plans. So that's your victory plan, and that helps you go from vision to victorious achievement. Okay. Then on Wednesday we get into down and dirty into creating your goals, creating your SMART goals. Now keep in mind too, we have templates, we have resources for you along the way. For you to be able to use. You're not creating these things from scratch. And you'll see in the workbook that that's all there for you. Okay? So that's Wednesday. On Thursday, one of the biggest things I'm always asked to do workshops on, speeches on, coaching on, is just the whole thing around distractions, discipline, habits, routines, productivity, the squirrels of distraction. And I get a lot of them. They run all over the place. So Thursday is going to be various strategies, tips, tools, and techniques that you're going to be able to use to really get yourself very focused and very clear of all of those, not only just distractions, excuses, interruptions, just the mental mind game. So we'll work through multiple strategies that you're going to be able to use in order to really get focused and clear on what it is that you want, and set yourself up literally, in your office, at home, whatever the case might be, all the way through what you need to do mentally to stay grounded. Okay. So that'll be Thursday. Friday, we're going to move back into the whole mindset. And the foundation of everything I do is around my Shift to Riches formula. It's 5 steps that I learned in a very hard, painful way about 12 years ago. And it took about 2 or 3 years for me to kind of walk through and realize that, oh, wow, there's these 5 steps of transformation, of growth, of evolution, of finding yourself and your passions and what it is that you want from this life. And I call it my 5 steps I call it my Shift to Riches formula, but it's 5 steps to shift to rich. So we're going to break that down and give you that so you can use for yourself day in and day out. I use it continually in order to really just keep myself grounded and keep myself positive and keep myself moving forward, as opposed to falling back into the comfort zone of the backstory. I want a front story, right? I would hope you'd want a front story. Okay. Let's see what else. And then Saturday is going to be a dedicated Q&A, but a Q&A not about the challenge. It's going to be a Q&A about anything that you have that you're learning throughout the week, that you didn't quite get throughout the week, that didn't get covered. Maybe there was something that you were hoping got covered, and therefore, you have a question about it. Now, obviously, you're going to be able to ask questions all through the week, and then, I'm going to try to answer them during the session. But remember, I'm going to want to keep to the time limit, really respect your time. So what I may have to do, did that make sense? What I might have to do is have Carissa and Deborah scrape them, so then I can cover them on Saturday in a dedicated Q&A session. All right. Now, one of the things I'm going to be asking you about is that we have bonus sessions, which I'll talk about in a minute, on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But should there be an extra that you would want in place of the watch party at 8 o'clock at night on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, and you say, you know what, I would really love some information about this, then don't be afraid to bring it up, because trust me, I have more content in my toolkit than you have seen yet, and that I can even provide you over the next couple of years. So I am quite resourceful. So if you have a question or a situation that you would really like more information about, don't hesitate to bring it up, even now. That'll give me a head start. But throughout the week, bring it up and let me, provide you an even more bonus session than what we're going to do on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So Sunday, what we're going to talk about is words matter. Now, going back to the mindset, my absolute biggest lesson in the last 12 years since I've been shedding, if any of you know my backstory, if you don't, you can look it up. We're not going to talk about it now. I'll share some of that all through next week. But when I, started my shedding process back in 2009, even to this day, what I learned about 5 years into it, so, just like about 4 years ago, is how important every word we use, first to ourselves and then to other people. Because what we say to other people is a projection of what is going on inside our own mind and heart. And so, using those words that bring us down, that hold us back, that make us sad, that make us judge ourselves, it's critical that we become aware of it, whether it's verbal, which people call me a wordsmith when it comes to my coaching with them, because I listen very intently and I'll pick out, the word just or can't or don't or didn't have time. I pick at words and I ask for explanation about it, because a lot of times those words are what is creating the challenge for someone to move forward and to do what it is that they want to do. So we're going to talk all about that as a bonus session next week. All right. Let's see. So then Monday, because majority of you are corporate professionals and entrepreneurs, we're going to have a special session. It's new. I haven't done this in one of our launches before, but many of you have asked about it. We're going to talk career mapping and business mapping. Now, it's not business planning, so we're not going to all of a sudden go into your business plan and strategy. But it's really just what is it, or what are those top 3 things, whether you're a career professional or a business owner, that you really need to map people into, resources into. I'll call them groups. We'll talk about this more in detail during that session. But you really need to have a map as far as what your circle of, not just influence, but your circle of activity, your circle of influence needs to look like. So we're going to have a special session, bonus session on Monday to go through your career and business mapping. Okay. And then Tuesday, we're going to walk through and go inside the Shift to Riches Accelerator. And we'll talk about more of that later. So does anybody have any questions in regards to any of that? Because you can continue to post them in the comment section. And trust me, if you're not on here live and as it's sitting out, and I'm going to share it also on our Shift to Riches by Bernadette page, but leave comments in the comment section underneath this video, even after we finish broadcasting live, and I'll make sure I get answers to you as soon as possible, okay? And I'll be looking through the DMs and all the comment sections as well throughout the weekend to make sure you're all comfortable and on board come Monday. All right, let's see. Prizes. Prizes. Should I hold off? Maybe I'll go into the workbook. No, I'll discuss the prizes. I love incenting people. And I also understand people need to be incented, even in regards to investing in themselves. I mean, it's just, we need that motivation. We need that little kick in the butt. So prizes. What opportunity do you have to win? Now, you have an opportunity to be winning right now, because we have a Bring Your Friend contest going on right now. You've been seeing some messaging around it. And because I understand that people need a buddy. People need somebody. People know somebody that also might have been, talking to them about wanting to really focus on their goals and what it is that they're working so hard to achieve, yada, yada, yada. But they need some support. They need some coaching. They need some tips and advice. And so we said, okay, so let's kind of create a Bring Your Friend contest to incent them to bring a buddy along, or maybe it's not even a buddy, it's just somebody that should be part of the program as well. So you're going to be getting, some gifts even there, copies of my book, a $25 Amazon gift card, and 2 1-hour sessions with me. Because we did a poll, maybe you were a part of it. We did a poll asking you, what would you like, to be incented with? Should we have a program, coming up? And I was very honored, and thank you so much. I was very humbled and honored, because the number one thing you wanted was time, one-on-one time with me, with a coach. And I love that. But you also wanted some moolah. So you wanted gift cards. A few of you suggested, yes, I'll take a copy of her book. So we want to kind of turn around and use that. So the Bring Your Friend contest, there's different levels that you could win based on the number of friends you invite and bring, and they register. You can't control that they show up, but you can at least control that they registered and referred your name. Put it in the registration box on the landing page. So just keep that in mind if you want an immediate win, and we'll announce those winners on our first session on Monday. Fun! Okay, but throughout the rest of the week, I'm going to be giving away gift cards, Amazon gift cards. I'm going to be giving away copies of my book. I'm going to be giving away copies of our Shift to Riches journal, because I'm a big journaler. You'll hear about that next week. I always have a journal of some sort with me. So we have our own, branded Shift to Riches journal. We'll be giving that away. But the big prize, and I'll call it my sponsorship prize, the prize of you taking on the challenge, and that is coming up next. But for you taking on the challenge is going to be a 6-month coaching engagement with me. Now, the last couple of launches, we did 3-month coaching engagements. This one, I said, you know what? People are still struggling through this COVID thing, still struggling through the isolation. And they need a longer term support. So I'm going to be giving away a 6-month coaching engagement with me. I don't know about you. It's a big number value if you had the opportunity to win it. And why I'm doing it is because I want you to invest in you. I want you to do the work. I want you to, collaborate, engage with one another. I want the Shift to Riches community to be each other's, accountability and partners, even coaches. I want you to be supporting each other and working together to, achieve your goals. And I'm there to also lend my expertise and my support, and my push and motivation as well. So, whether it's bring a friend or working throughout the challenge, I want you to be, taking all of that on. Okay. I will be asking you how you like the use of this interchange, but let me show you even more of it when we go and look at the challenge. So this is our goal achievement progress tracker. So what is the challenge? I always say that the programs that I do are not woo-woo, they're a how-to. You like that? And I have a whole program around that called that. It's a how-to, not woo-woo. And the reason why is I can sit here and talk forever. You know that. But if you don't take anything away from it that you literally can apply into your life, into your business, into your job, then I haven't failed, but that's not what my job is. My job is to ensure that you are given tools, tips, techniques, support for you to be able to go back into your life and use them and, as I say, create and accelerate whatever it is that you want. So the challenge is really giving you the discipline, the number one discipline of highly successful people is not only having goals and a number of other things we'll talk about Monday, but actually using those goals on a daily basis. Okay? So the challenge is sending you through a series of steps, writing down your goals, defining the 3 actions that you need to achieve during the day toward accomplishing that goal. Then you're going to act on those top 3 priorities. You're going to track your progress daily. And when I say daily, I mean daily. Now, this isn't like, I have to spend, 20 minutes doing something. This is, okay, I'm thinking throughout the day. I'm looking at this is my other little to-do book. I'm looking at my to-do book and I'm making sure that I'm like checking things off, and there's nothing better than checking things off. I'm making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, that I determined were priorities for me to be doing, okay? And then you're going to go through a series of other steps. Make note of make note of your mood, of your attitude, of maybe what came up and what happened in the day. And I'm not saying, again, I'm not telling you to write a blog or a journal. I just want you to say to yourself, or even note one word, like crappy or distracted or exhilarated, motivated, I rocked it, that kind of thing. Just, it's awareness. All of these things are just being very aware of the fact that there's specific things you need to be doing against the goals that you've defined, and acting on them in order to get where you want to go. So you're going to look at that. You're going to adjust because we all have those squirrels come into our life, okay? So it's okay if you don't, accomplish what you wanted to accomplish that day. So you just are aware of it, and you intentionally look at it and then adjust and come up with a new plan for the next day. And then you celebrate, yay, or you get back on track, on track. And I'm going to ask you to celebrate or say that you're getting back on track all next week, even with little clips of videos and just saying, hey, great day, or didn't happen. Just so, again, it's for you to take some time really considering what you're contributing to your goals and objectives, okay? So that's the challenge. And I'm going to ask you to make sure you do each of those steps each day. Now, the official challenge goes through Friday. That's why it's a 5-day challenge. It's Monday through Friday. And then I announce the winner of the 6-month coaching engagement on our Saturday Q&A session. And it's going to be based on who is doing the work, who is doing, tracking their progress, posting it, collaborating, engaging, and showing up. because that's what if you want to accomplish your goals, you need to show up. Not for me, not for this challenge, but for yourself in life. Okay? And so I'm just giving you the safe space and hopefully fun and energetic and maybe challenging space for you to do that. All right? And you could have a bad day. You could have a couple of days during the challenge that you didn't do any of it, or you could get very busy. And I'm there to provide you kind of a motivating hand, but also a tough love hand, because I believe I don't want to be stroked. I don't want to be coddled. I'm not a kid. I want to be kind of set in the direction with pure intention of from a place of heart and love, because if you want to get somewhere, you need to have that individual or those people kind of pointing you in the direction that you want to go. All right. Let me see. Oh, I did get a question, and I'm sorry. Let's finish this. So that's the progress tracker. Now you'll notice that's page 23 of 24, because I had given you in the workbook. This is the workbook. I've given you a number of templates that we're going to use throughout the week, okay? I gave you a little bio about me. I gave you some resources, and this is, there's even more than just what I can put it here. And then the rest of your book, or rest of your workbook, is broken down by day with everything we're going to cover each day, okay? So you've got tons of resources for you that you can get access to. And again, download the workbook, and you don't have to print all of it all at once. Just take it one day at a time. And then I am going to throw you bonus handouts as we get closer to the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday time. All right. Let's see. Anyone have a question? Anything I haven't covered for you that you wanted to know about? Because I have one last one, which I just thought was adorable, so I had to answer it. I just want to make sure I covered everything on your list. Okay, so lastly, I love this because, one, how observant, and secondly, we've been working hard. The team's been working hard. So we're going through kind of a branding revamp. Just really kind of trying to consolidate some things. Bring things together that have pretty much been disparate and sending us all over the place. And we're kind of streamlining those things. So you will have noticed that our branding has gone to, more toward, let me go here. I'll bring myself on. So you'll notice up in the right-hand corner of the screen, a new logo, but that's not branding. Branding is really, that's a nice piece of it. But branding is just really ensuring that, just like any big company or a small company, that you can recognize based on the messaging they put out, based on the way they show up, based on, kind of how they package themselves, is very consistent and congruent with what it is that they do. So someone noticed that all of our graphics and all of our messaging, all of our graphics and all of our imaging and all that went to this, kind of ball of fire, orange, purple theme. And that, the messaging, kind of was always there, but at the same time, it's getting tighter as far as, ensuring that we're showing up where you are. That's my goal, is I want to be where you are. Whether you're, kind of riding high and you're just wanting to continue to grow and accelerate, or you're kind of stuck and you need something to propel you forward. So great observation, and you'll notice that continually as we go forward. But I just thought that was something that I could have avoided discussing, because some people are like, oh, it should just be subtle. Well, whatever. I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. I'll tell you anything. So let's see. I think that is it. And then lastly, if you catch this, I would love your feedback on just the use of this interface, which I'm absolutely loving. And I'm an open book. I'll acknowledge that, we've had a lot of technical issues with a couple of other systems we were using into Facebook. Plus, I just love the use of both the camera on me, but at the same time on the materials, which are more important for you and for me. So I think that's it. And again, send me questions, comments right here in the comment section underneath this video, or send me a DM, as many of you do. And I'll look forward to having you Monday, noon Eastern time. If you haven't registered yet, you can go to goalstoriches.com. Actually, for those of you in the Shift to Riches private group already, I'm going to be broadcasting live right there. And all we really want to make sure is that you have your workbook. So you can go to tiny.cc/your riches workbook. And then for those of you that aren't in our group yet, go to goalstoriches.com, register for the event, and you'll see that there'll be links to join our private group, because that's where everything's going to be broadcasted and stored, and all the communications and updates will be there. And then you're also going to be able to download the workbook there, and just get ready to start creating riches in your career, business, and life. And I'm going to be thrilled to have you there. All right. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you Monday at noon Eastern time. Bye, everybody.